Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about a topic that often surprises people at first, and that is National Nude Day, that is observed on July 14th in many parts of the world. At first glance, the name might sound humorous or even controversial. Some people associate it with jokes, while others connect it with naturism or body positivity. But beyond the headlines, this day opens the door to a broader conversation about history, self-acceptance, personal freedom, art, and respect for others. So today, let's explore what National Nude Day is, where it came from, and why it means different things to different people. So what is National Nude Day? National Nude Day is an informal observance celebrated by some people around the world on July 14th. It is not an official public holiday, but it has gained popularity over the years through media coverage and the internet. For many participants, the day is about appreciating the natural human body, encouraging body confidence, and embracing personal freedom in appropriate private or designated spaces. Importantly, National Nude Day is not about shocking people or ignoring the law. It is about personal choice, respect, and understanding different perspectives. Moving on to the origins of the day, I would like to say that the story begins in New Zealand. Television personality and former sportsman Mark Ellis introduced a humorous challenge during the television show Sports Cafe. Viewers were encouraged to complete everyday activities without clothes and share their experiences. What started as entertainment gradually became an annual tradition for some viewers. Even after the television promotion ended, people continued celebrating the idea online. Eventually, July 14th became widely recognized on the internet as National Nude Day, International Nude Day, or World Nude Day. Although the celebration has evolved, many people now connect it with body positivity rather than simply comedy. Now moving on to understanding naturism, I would like to say that to understand Nude Day, naturism is a lifestyle that promotes social nudity in appropriate environments such as private homes, designated beaches, resorts, or clubs. For naturists, nudity is not primarily about sexuality. Instead, they believe that being comfortable without clothes can encourage acceptance of the human body, reduce unnecessary embarrassment, and strengthen one's connection with nature. People may or may not agree with this philosophy, but understanding it helps us appreciate why some communities celebrate the day. Perhaps the most meaningful lesson National Nude Day offers is body positivity. Many people spend years criticizing themselves. I am too short, I am too tall, I am too thin, and I am too heavy. My skin isn't perfect. I don't look like the people on magazine covers. Modern media often presents unrealistic beauty standards. As a result, countless people develop low self-esteem. But body positivity reminds us that everybody tells a story. I mean to say, everybody tells a story. So scars tell stories of healing. You know why? Because wrinkles tell stories of experience. Stretch marks tell stories of growth. So instead of chasing perfection, we can learn to appreciate our bodies for what they allow us to every day. So there is nudity in art also. The human body has inspired artists for thousands of years, and some of history's greatest masterpieces feature nude figures. Artists such as Michelangelo, Botticelli, Goya, Matisse, and Manet studied human anatomy to better understand movement, proportion, and beauty. In museums around the world, nude sculptures and paintings are admired as works of art rather than objects of scandal. Art teaches us that the human form can be appreciated with respect and creativity. Now there are health benefits of sleeping without clothes. One interesting idea often discussed during National Nude Day is sleeping without clothes. Some sleep experts suggest this may help regulate body temperature, improve comfort, and support better sleep for some individuals. A cooler body temperature can make it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. Some people also report feeling more relaxed and comfortable. And of course, this is a personal preference and everyone should choose what works best for their own comfort and circumstances. The next part of all this is respecting privacy. While National Nude Day celebrates personal freedom, it also emphasizes responsibility. Freedom always comes with respect. Respect for yourself, respect for your family, respect for your community, respect for the law. Most places have laws regarding public nudity, and that's why celebrations should take place in private homes or designated naturist locations where everyone present has chosen to participate. So respecting boundaries is essential to understand emotional confidence. Confidence doesn't begin with appearance. It begins with acceptance. And many of us spend years comparing ourselves to others. We compare our careers, our relationships, our finances, our appearances. But comparison often steals joy. National Nude Day reminds us that beneath clothing, status, and fashion trends, every human being shares the same basic humanity. We all have insecurities. We all have imperfections. But we all deserve kindness. Interestingly, appreciating nudity doesn't mean clothing isn't valuable. Fashion is one of humanity's greatest forms of creativity. Clothes protect us from weather. They represent culture. They express personality. They celebrate traditions. The purpose of National Nude Day isn't to reject clothing forever. Instead, it encourages us to realize that our value doesn't depend on what we wear. Our character matters more than our outfit. So it's a reminder about consent. One of the most important principles connected to discussions about nudity is consent. Every individual has a right to choose what makes them comfortable. No one should ever feel pressured to participate. Likewise, everyone deserves respect for their personal boundaries. Celebrating personal freedom also means respecting someone else's decision not to participate. So what lessons we can learn from this is that whether or not someone chooses to observe National Nude Day, there are valuable lessons we can all take away. So first, appreciate your body. Second, avoid comparing yourself to unrealistic standards. Third, respect differences in culture and personal beliefs. Fourth, recognize that confidence comes from self-acceptance, not perfection. And finally, treat everyone with dignity and respect. National Nude Day may sound unusual, but it encourages conversations about body image, confidence, art, history, and personal freedom. For some people, it is simply a fun tradition. For others, it is part of a naturist lifestyle. And for many, it serves as a reminder that every person deserves the respect regardless of appearance. So as we conclude today's discussion, I would like to leave you with this thought. True confidence isn't about having the perfect body. It's about accepting the body you have. True beauty isn't measured by clothing, trends, or appearance. It is reflected in kindness, compassion, confidence, and authenticity. So thank you so much for watching. If you found this discussion informative, consider sharing it with someone who enjoys learning about unique observances and their history. Until next time, stay curious, stay respectful, and remember that every meaningful conversation begins with understanding.